No. What is a virtual team? Virtual groups, or otherwise known as virtual teams, are a group of workers who communicate and work together using digital tools. Virtual groups rely on technology and online skills that require work to be done from an at-home device such as a laptop, a tablet, or a phone, etc.
Okay. This is the picture that came was a slide that tells you basically what a virtual group is. More like a computer kind of thing that connect people together. Next slide.
Right.
All right, examples of virtual groups. It says one example of a virtual group is what we are doing right now. My classmates and I don't have access to meet in person, so we gather what information we can and then meet through Zoom or Google Meet to accomplish our assignment. With the power of technology, we can accomplish almost everything that we could do, even if we did it in person. Some businesses and even schools rely upon virtual groups to get tasks done from at home and with ease of access. A great example would be the corona pandemic. With school and jobs going online, we had to adopt a new way of learning and working. Meeting would be scheduled online, and a group project will be assigned through online meetings, such as this assignment.
And on this slide, it shows different online groups, online like Google, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, all of these work online over the internet.
Okay.
Then,
Okay, so we are talking about the difference between a virtual group and a traditional group. So we've already spoken about virtual groups. Now, what is a traditional group? That's the second part. So a traditional group is a group of individuals who work on independent tasks, who shares responsibility for outcomes and work together at the same location, either their office, work area, or the same general location, like a school library, or they will meet up at a cafe and then get a project done, basically, yeah. Leadership with traditional group. In virtual team settings, managers cannot physically control the day-to-day activities and monitor each team member's activity. Therefore, they need to delegate little more compared to traditional teams. The command and control of leadership style of years is given way to the more democratic and coaching style of today. Sorry about that. All right, the next slide will be relationship building with traditional groups. When a traditional team members meet in the workplace every day, they tend to develop close social ties with each other. They strike reports with each other when they interact face to face. I want to talk about some of the strength of traditional group. One of the strength of traditional group will be traditional team structure promotes in-depth competency with this both support and highlighted in a common understanding of team language, processes, and goals. The second would be there is freedom for team members to specialize and excel in their respective areas of expertise, while others, the management and administrative specialists, can specialize in the tasks of coordination. There is a stability and security from team members. Change in relatively and comparable slower and quick responses to change are not always essential. And then I also want to talk about some challenges of traditional teams. Number one will be few members of the team have the big picture as they are focused on their own specialization. Second will be the team becomes focused and correctly so on routine tasks, but can find it difficult to shift direction quickly when required. Routines can lead to complacency with repetition and time pressure, often preventing them from considering its modules operandi. Innovation can be hampered in this situation. Last will be team meetings are invariably about operational issues with individual team members reporting to the leader on their area of expertise. Indeed, the team meeting can appear to the outsider as a series of one-to-one between a team member and the leader with an audience present.
Thank you, Jennifer. The differences of virtual and traditional groups. That is the slide I'm doing. So differences of virtual and traditional groups. The first thing is that virtual groups are online while traditional groups are in person. So whenever you're doing virtual groups, everything is over the computer or the phone and messaging. You're not able to meet face to face. But on traditional groups, you're meeting in person. There is more interaction in traditional groups as opposed to virtual groups that have less interaction since it's over messages and emails. So if I'm in person with someone, I can automatically just ask them a question or talk to them. But on virtual groups, people get busy and it takes a little while to respond and figure things out. And then there's more diversity in virtual groups as opposed to traditional groups, since members can come from different places and time zones. So you could have people from Africa and Australia communicating with each other through virtual groups. There's more diversity. So whenever you have input on the project, you have all these different aspects, all these different, what's the word? Like different viewpoints. And I think that's really cool. And then the similarities of virtual and traditional groups. So some of the similarities are that they both require teamwork to finish the project. If you don't have that team, then you aren't going to be able to get it done. So you can do it in person just all together, but over computer, you can do a group chat or something such as that. Both groups require communication between members, so communicating back and forth to make sure that the assignment or the task is complete. Learning more communication skills is possible with both virtual and traditional groups. So you can always learn more skills from that and learn new things. The summary is both virtual and traditional groups are very beneficial for getting projects finished. Both have their pros and cons, but in the end, it is about which way of communication is best or most accessible for the group. Virtual and traditional are both great, but it just depends on what you want. And then I have sources right here for it. And that is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you everyone for watching.
I think I stop trying to figure out how to stop the recording. Sorry. Stop. Okay, this is not recording. Where is it? Here it is. Do you know how to stop recording on here? I can edit this part out, but
Okay.
to not stop the recording.